Hello, my name is Oscar Jaime, and my problematic is the poverty and overpopulation in the different countries. Imagine the world where resources are limited and population is growing rapidly. This is the reality for many countries, facing the interconnected change of poverty and overpopulation. Poverty, the lack of access to basic resources, and overpopulation. Excessive population density create a vicious cycle that they affect millions of people. The problem: poverty and overpopulation are closely related. When there are too many people and too few resources, competition for food, water, and housing intensive. This can lead the environmental degradation, inequality, and economic extension. The solutions. Bhutan is not lost. There are solutions to address this challenge. And number one is sustainable development, encouraging the creation of green jobs, investing in the renewable energy, and promoting sustainable agricultural practices can boost economic growth without harming the environment. Number two, family planning. Providing family planning information and service enables people to make informed decisions about their family size, avoiding pressure on resources. Number three, effective governance. Efficient and transparent governments can implement the policies and the equity, social justice, and the sustainable development. And finally, the conclusion. Poverty and overpopulation are complex challenge that require long-term solutions. By working together, we can build a more just and sustainable future for all.
I am going to talk about the problem of drinking water and sanitation. Access to clean water and adequate sanitation is a fundamental right. Yet more than 2 billion people around the world still lack this essential service. This not only affects health with several diseases, but also negatively impacts education, the economy, and the quality of life in general. In many regions, contamination of water sources, poor infrastructure, and lack of sustainable management exacerbate the problem. This leads to millions of people consuming contaminated water, putting their lives and well-being at risk. Furthermore, the lack of adequate sanitation contributes to the spread of diseases, disproportionately affecting the most vulnerable sectors. To address this crisis, it is essential to invest in accessible and sustainable technologies, such as low-cost filtration systems and efficient water treat- treatment plants. An example is the implementation of community biofilters, which use natural materials to purify water effectively and economically in the long term. Educating the population about the responsible use of water and the importance of sanitation is key.
Sustainable Development Goal 14. Silent Life Below Water. aims to conserve and sustainable use the oceans, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development. This goal recognizes that oceans cover more than 7% of the Earth's surface, produce oxygen, regulate the climate, serve as a vital source of food, and generate jobs for millions of people, especially in coastal communities. However, human activities such as overfishing, plastic pollution, and ocean acidification due to climate change severely threaten this crucial ecosystem. SDG 14 promotes the significant reduction of marine pollution, protection of marine and coastal ecosystems, and the regeneration of fish populations through sustainable fisheries management. It also calls for increased international scientific cooperation to improve ocean health and ensure that coastal areas are managed in an integrated way, balancing human development with environmental conservation. This goal emphasizes that the preservation of oceans is essential not only for marine biodiversity but also for combating poverty, ensuring food security, and ensuring silence to climate change, making a collective call for urgent action.
Hello everyone, today I want to talk about a critical issue, zero hunger. Despite our technological and agricultural advancement, hunger remains a significant global challenge. Currently, around 735 million people suffer from chronic hunger, and this number has been rising since 2015. Hunger is not just about the lack of food, it's also about the lack of access to nutritious and sufficient food. The causes of hunger are complex. They include poverty, conflicts, climate change, and economic instability. The COVID-19 pandemic has made these issues worse, pushing millions more into food insecurity. There are predictions of hunger by 2030. We need to transform our food systems. This means investing in sustainable agricultural practice, supporting smallholder farmers, of ensuring fair distribution of food resources. Communities around the world are already taking action for urban farming, innovative to innovative agricultural technologies. These efforts are crucial in the fight against hunger, ensuring that everyone, especially children, has access to nutritious food in essential multi-nutrients affects not only physical health but also cognitive development and future opportunities. Achieving zero hunger requires global cooperation. Governments and the private sector must work together to create policies that address the root cause of hunger and ensure food security for all. Together we can make a difference by supporting sustainable practice, advocating for fair policies, and raising awareness. We can more closer to work without hunger. Let's take action for a better tomorrow.
The global warming. The global warming has become one of the biggest problems of our time. The Earth's temperature has increased quickly in the last 100 years, and these effects have already been felt around the world. The main cause of global warming has been the increase of greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, CO2. These gases have been released in large amounts since people have started burning fossil fuels, such as coal, oil, and natural gas. This boil-up has trapped more heat in the atmosphere, causing temperatures to rise. This has caused the melting of the ice at the poles, rising sea levels, and extreme weather events like hurricanes, heat waves, and floods. Many animals have lost their homes, and humans have also suffered from the effects of the climate change. However, efforts to stop global warming have started to take shape. Renewable energies like solar and wind power have grown in popularity, and governments have made agreements to reduce the emissions. We have not solved the problem yet, but we can still do more to protect our planet.